The 10 hottest cities in the world. At number 10, you can fry eggs on the street. Xinjiang's flaming mountains only rank 9th. The number 1 spot is like a real-life gate to hell, with recorded high temperatures that are unbearable for humans to even look at. Summer has just begun, but these cities are already sprinting through a hellish ordeal. Ordinary people start complaining about the heat at 35 degrees Celsius. At 40 degrees, they're practically overheating. However, in the cities we're counting down today, 40 degrees is just the threshold of hell. From Djibouti, where it's so hot that rubber shoes melt into mud, to Kuwait, where asphalt roads melt into rivers of bitumen, and even America's Death Valley, where camels would get heat stroke. Each city presents a terrifying high-temperature record, making you wonder if the sun is tied right above your head. In this episode, join us to see the 10 hottest cities in the world. We look forward to your subscription and likes. Number 10, Djibouti City. You may have never heard of this place, but after watching today's video, you will surely feel deep sympathy for the people here because it is just too hot. How hot is it? During the summer, you can take an egg, and in a few seconds, it will be burnt to a crisp on the ground. Walk on the street wearing slippers, and they could melt at any moment. Here, 35 degrees is just the starting point for summer. The high temperature can turn the entire city into an air fryer. You can't even be bothered to take a shower because you'll be sweating profusely after just a few steps. A single trip outside can make you lose several pounds. With such an amazing effect, it's no wonder people here can eat a lot and not get fat. Djibouti City is the capital of the Republic of Djibouti and is also the country's largest city, with a population of about 620,000. It is located on the west coast of the Gulf of Aden in northeastern Africa, situated at a major transportation crossroads between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its strategic position is very important, known in the West as the Sentinel on the oil route. It is precisely this special geographical location that creates the high temperatures and aridity here. Djibouti has a cool season and a hot season. From November to March is the more comfortable time in the city, with the average temperature around 20-something degrees Celsius. But from April to October, it enters a terrifyingly hot period. The temperature here is above 35 degrees every day, often reaching a high of 45 degrees. The highest temperature ever recorded was a staggering 50 degrees Celsius. Many people probably can't even imagine this temperature, as it completely exceeds the limits of human endurance. To put it bluntly, people who haven't experienced such scorching heat would experience shortness of breath, dizziness, and may even faint if they came here in the summer. If you're curious about this small city, then definitely don't come during its hottest season. Be careful, you might not be able to handle it. The reason Djibouti City has such high temperatures in the summer is mainly due to its topography. It's near the equator, with strong solar radiation. Influenced by the subtropical high and the northeast trade winds from the inland, rainfall is scarce and the air is dry, which further concentrates the heat. In addition, it is surrounded by deserts and plateaus. These special geographical features essentially lock the high heat firmly within the city. It's like being locked directly inside an oven with no escape. Drenched in sweat and feeling panicked, it's really not a pleasant experience. The people living here have to endure this high temperature year after year, which is both heartbreaking and admirable. Number 9, Turpan City, China. This is the hottest place in all of China. The famous flaming mountains are located here. Every summer, Turpan's maximum temperature can reach 45 degrees, with ground temperatures approaching 80 degrees. If you have no concept of this temperature, let me tell you, if you put an egg in the sand in summer, it will be cooked immediately. It's too hot to sleep at night, and if you want to go outside to cool down, I'm sorry, but it's just as unbelievably hot outside. Look at this young man. He walks from indoors to outdoors with a thermometer, and the value on it skyrockets. Even an oven doesn't heat up this fast. Through the screen, it feels like you can already sense the scorching flames, your throat so dry you can't breathe. No wonder netizens say no one dares to stage a trip and fall scam here. If you accidentally fall to the ground, even your backside would get cooked. Another netizen demonstrated the speed at which mineral water evaporates here. Watching the puddle of water quickly recede, you'd think there was an alchemy furnace buried underneath. No wonder when the four pilgrims on their journey to the west passed through here, they almost couldn't make it. Even Sun Wukong would get heat stroke here. According to reports, in the entire Turpan city, especially near the Flaming Mountains, for nearly 100 days out of the year, the temperature is above 35 degrees. There's even a month when the temperature is higher than 40 degrees Celsius. This is because the entire Turpan Basin is surrounded by high mountains. Viewed from above, it looks like a giant pot gathering all the hot air. The Flaming Mountains, situated in the middle of the basin, are even more terrifying. The entire mountain is composed of red sandstone and conglomerate. It absorbs heat quickly and dissipates it slowly, further exacerbating the warming of the area. Moreover, it is arid with little rain and has long hours of sunshine. All these factors combined make it a truly extreme hot spot. This high temperature has severely affected people's work and lives. In the summer, many people flee this place. If you insist on traveling here, then I can only say you are very brave. Number 8. Awaz, Iran. Can you believe it? This is a city with no spring or autumn. Here, you can only experience summer and winter. What's worse, the summer here is extremely long. As if the slow motion button has been pressed, it seems to never end. This results in the city being in a high temperature state almost all year round. The annual average temperature is 46 degrees Celsius. In 2017, it reached an astonishing 54 degrees Celsius. Its heat is more consistent than other cities, insanely hot, so hot it makes you want to cry. If you come here for the first time, you will definitely be shocked. A brown sky, howling winds, paired with the terrible high temperatures. It's a hellish scene that even movies can't depict, but it seems to have become a reality here. At this moment, you'll have only one thought: escape. Escape quickly. Awaz is a city in southwestern Iran. It was once one of the world's most important silk trade centers, with a very developed economy. However, since oil was discovered here, the city's entire economic structure has undergone a massive change. People abandoned traditional agriculture and manufacturing and quickly transformed it into an industrial city. This transformation further boosted Awaz's economy, but it also brought very serious pollution problems. Severe smog, dust everywhere, and industrial waste baked by the high temperatures emit a foul stench, invisibly affecting the entire city's appearance and the health of its residents. This is the most polluted place in all of Iran. PM 2.5 levels are 27 times higher than the international standard. The United Nations has also stated that this is the place with the worst air quality in the world. On one hand, the high temperatures make the locals suffer miserably. On the other hand, industrial pollution puts the entire city's health system in jeopardy. Living in such an environment, you can't even take a deep breath freely. It's truly tragic. Number 7. Khartoum, Sudan. This is the only high-temperature city in the world that gets a buy one, get one free deal. It actually has 2 summers a year. This is Sudan. Sudan is located in northeastern Africa, between 8.45 degrees north latitude and the Tropic of Cancer. The sun passes directly over Sudan twice a year, resulting in 2 hot seasons. From March to June is Sudan's first hot season. Then from September to November, as the sun's direct rays return, Sudan welcomes high temperatures once again. Even though the temperature during this time might be slightly lower than the first summer, it is still extremely hot. Other places get hot for a while, and then it's over. This place basically has 2 summers, flipping you over to continue roasting. It's truly an ordeal. And its capital, Khartoum, is known as the world's furnace. The average temperature is above 30 degrees Celsius, with the hottest reaching 55 degrees, and ground temperatures can even reach 70 degrees. It is located at the confluence of the White Nile and Blue Nile rivers and is surrounded by desert. As anyone familiar with geography knows, this type of terrain makes it impossible to stay cool. The locals have long been accustomed to this. Every summer, their favorite thing to do is dig a hole, put tea leaves in it, and after a few minutes, they get a fragrant cup of tea. Walking down the street, you can feel the heat hitting you in the face. Even the surrounding trees are withered and dry. This extreme heat greatly restricts local development. Coupled with the current political instability and frequent wars, its economic capacity is far from what it used to be. Lacking sufficient infrastructure to support people's lives under such extreme heat is an even bigger headache. Number 6. Chennai, India. Chennai is known as the Detroit of India. 30% of all of India's cars and 35% of its auto parts are produced here. This gives Chennai a leading economic position in India. At the same time, it is also a coastal city, acclaimed as the most beautiful city in all of India and a top choice for many tourists visiting the country. To its east is the Bay of Bengal, and to its south is Sri Lanka. It also has the second largest port in all of India, with abundant tourism and port resources. Logically, this should be a very livable city. However, this beautiful city has one fatal flaw. It's too hot. It was once called the Oven City. The highest temperature in its history exceeded 47 degrees, and in recent years, it has even approached 50 degrees, setting a new record. The extreme heat makes images blur. Some locals have even come forward to say that their roads have almost melted. There are countless examples of people dying from the heat. Although Chennai is one of India's more developed cities, there are limits. Once summer arrives, the city's power supply system collapses, with 70% of the areas experiencing power outages for 12 hours a day. Water resources are also extremely scarce. Ordinary families don't have air conditioning, showers, or cold watermelon. They have to endure the scorching flames, which is like going through a trial by fire. In the evening, countless people go to Chennai's beaches to bathe in the sea. You can also see young couples strolling by the shore. This is their unique way of relieving the heat. But this is only a temporary solution. The people of Chennai probably have only one thought: I wish this horrible summer would end soon. Number 5. Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bangladesh is one of the countries with the largest wealth gap in the world. Here, countless rich people spend money like water. One meal can cost a poor person a month's or even half a year's salary. And the money a poor person struggles to earn in a lifetime might not even be enough to buy a single piece of clothing for a rich person. While the rich and noble shop without a care, there are still many people who have to beg on the streets for money for baby formula. The wealth gap is a long-standing and criticized issue in Bangladesh and a problem the country must solve. But do you think the wealth gap is the only problem here? No. In fact, the weather has never spared this unfortunate place either. Located in a tropical monsoon climate, the entire country of Bangladesh becomes exceptionally hot and dry in the summer. Dhaka, in particular, is the country's high-temperature epicenter. Every year from March to June, the city punctually enters its hottest period. The average daily temperature exceeds 30 degrees, with highs reaching over 40 degrees. Summer also happens to be Bangladesh's rainy season. The extreme heat combined with high humidity makes the environment even hotter. Just walking on the street, it feels hard to breathe. The streets get so hot that they release toxic asphalt fumes. Like Awaz in Iran, industrial development has led to increasingly severe pollution here. In 2023, the United Nations named it the region with the worst air quality in the world. It is also one of the world's most densely populated cities and has the worst traffic jams. Just hearing these titles, you know how dire life is here. Just imagine, outside, there are extremely high temperatures. The streets are filled with crowded people in a dirty, chaotic environment. When you get home, you might not even have water for a bath. What a heartbreaking experience. The dire and harsh environment makes the high temperatures even more scorching and strips the poor of their dignity. The double stranglehold of poverty and high heat is simply a living hell. Number 4. Al-Azizia, Libya. Al-Azizia in Libya is recognized as one of the hottest cities in the world. On September 13th, 1922, a temperature of 57.8 degrees Celsius was recorded here. This was once the highest temperature ever recorded meteorologically worldwide. In 2012, The World Meteorological Organization questioned this record, suggesting flaws in the measurement method and the possibility of instrument malfunction, as such high temperatures are rare globally. However, in 2014, a local measurement recorded a high of 58.8 degrees, once again setting a record and capturing the world's attention. Al-Azizia is located on the edge of the Sahara Desert and has a typical hot desert climate. The average summer temperature exceeds 48 degrees Celsius. This temperature is not just ordinarily hot. Additionally, because Al-Azizia is located inland at a low elevation with no high mountains to block the heat-trapping effect is even more significant. As is well known, in an environment above 40 degrees Celsius, the human body is prone to heat stroke, heat-related illnesses, and can even die from the high temperatures. If the entire summer is spent in temperatures above 40 degrees, you can imagine how dangerous it is for the people here. They live on the edge of death every day. It truly takes courage to live here. The moment you step outside, a heat wave hits you, so hot you can barely open your eyes. The scorching high temperature is so intense that even touching the ground for a second causes instant pain. Even standing under eaves or in the shade, you'll be drenched in sweat. It's completely unbearable. This place could once be called a bustling city. However, because the high temperatures affect the survival of local crops and greatly diminish people's motivation to work, many local industries have gradually declined. Today, the infrastructure here is still inadequate. Many homes do not have air conditioning or refrigerators. Under such extreme heat, they can only endure it. It's hard to imagine how they get through one long summer after another. Number 3, Kuwait City. This is a city where the streets are completely empty in the summer. Even though the local economy is highly developed, no one dares to go head-to-head with the extreme high temperature of 55 degrees. This is Kuwait City. It is the capital of the Middle Eastern country of Kuwait and also Kuwait's political, economic, and cultural center and one of the most developed countries in the world. The city covers an area of about 80 square kilometers, roughly 2.5 times the size of Macau. Its main industry is petrochemicals, which is standard for the Middle East. With a per capita GDP of $43,000, is far ahead of other countries in the region. However, the excessively high summer temperatures are a problem it must face. Kuwait has a hot desert climate. The highest summer temperature can reach 55 degrees, with a ground feel-like temperature of 70 degrees. At this temperature, if a person steps outside, their skin is very likely to be burned. Staying outdoors for a long time will not only cause dizziness, but could also lead to fainting and even death. Even the asphalt roads get so hot that they bubble. So during the day, almost no one in Kuwait City dares to go outside. It is precisely this terrifying heat that, despite its developed economy, has led it to be rated as one of the least livable cities in the world. Would you dare visit such an economically advanced city that always seems to be in barbecue mode? Number 2, California, USA. Do you know where the hottest place on Earth is? It's not the flaming mountains we mentioned earlier, but Death Valley in California, USA. Just hearing the name, you know how harsh the environment is and how terrifying the consequences are if you set foot here. Death Valley has a subtropical desert climate and is, without a doubt, the hottest and driest place in the world. On July 10th, 1913, it set a record high temperature of 56.7 degrees Celsius. Unlike the record from Al-Azizia in Libya, this one has never been questioned, because anyone who has been here knows just how terrifying the temperature is. It's so hot that it seems breaking any record is not difficult. It is this extreme heat that has created the unique landscape of Death Valley. The name Death Valley was not chosen lightly. It is surrounded by mountains with treacherous terrain, and coupled with the continuous high-temperature baking, it has become the most dangerous place in the entire United States. If people dare to get out of their cars, they won't be able to walk. They will find their shoes have been scorched and melted. Even cars often fail to start. Many people are forced to stay here because their cars break down. The weather is hot and dry with no water source, making the probability of an accident extremely high. There are even many adventurers who have gotten lost after entering Death Valley, unable to find their way out, ultimately dying of heat and starvation. Today, there is still a conspicuous sign there that reads, "Write your will before entering." Number 1. Basra, Iraq. For many consecutive years, Basra in Iraq has been named the hottest place in the world. It is located in southern Iraq, at the confluence of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, about 60 kilometers from the Persian Gulf. It is Iraq's second largest city, with an area of about 181 square kilometers and a population of about 2.7 million. Due to its highly developed economy and beautiful scenery, the city was once known as the Venice of Iraq. However, whenever tourists come here, they're always deterred by its high temperatures. Someone described the heat in Basra like this: "It's not a feeling, but an overwhelming force. Standing on this land, you are immediately enveloped by hot air, like a snake tightly coiling around your entire body, making it impossible to breathe." The highest temperature in Basra has reached 58.8 degrees Celsius. In the face of this temperature, the other 9 cities we mentioned pale in comparison. This temperature has surpassed the limits of human imagination. Cars melting is a common sight, and countless people have died from the heat. Even the most terrible torture in the world is nothing compared to this. It can be said that this temperature is completely unsuitable for human survival. Basra is located in the subtropical region around 30 degrees north latitude and is perennially controlled by the subtropical high-pressure belt, with prevailing downdrafts that cause temperatures to rise. It is surrounded by a vast desert region, its surface covered with sand and gravel. During the day, the ground temperature can exceed 80 degrees Celsius, releasing a massive amount of heat into the air. Moreover, it is surrounded by mountains, a topography that hinders heat dissipation, leading to more intense heat accumulation. The high temperatures, combined with environmental pollution from oil extraction and industrial activities, also affect the atmosphere's reflection and scattering of solar radiation, increasing the ground's heat absorption. In short, the extreme heat in Basra is the result of many contributing factors. Coming to this city is a complete survival challenge. Nothing else matters. Staying alive is the top priority. Of these 10 hottest cities, which one are you most afraid of? Leave a comment and let me know. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Our channel updates daily. See you tomorrow.